Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Guthrie, and I want to talk to you about what we're going to be working on in writing this week. This week, we're going to be focusing on using commas. A comma is a punctuation mark, like a period, an exclamation mark, and a question mark, but a comma is a different kind of punctuation mark. It tells us that we are going to pause. That means to stop for a second and then we're going to go ahead. So one of the places that we use commas is the date. When we're going to write the date, we write the month, making sure it starts with a capital letter. We have the day of the month, and then we have the year. What you notice is whenever I have the day of the month, there is this comma right after it. And that's what we need to do. We need to put a comma that separates the day of the month from the year. So if I have this, these dates, you'll notice I have August 16th, 2000. So when I write this, I am going to make sure that, first of all, I'm going to make sure that my A is capital in the word August. I'm going to do a space on my space bar. I'm going to put 16, and then I'm going to put a comma after the day of the month. The comma on your keyboard is right by the letter M in the bottom row. And then I will put a space again, and then I'm going to type the year 2000. So when I have November 12th, 2012, I'm going to have my capital letter at the beginning of November, and then a space. I'm going to put 12 after the day of the month. Remember, I'm going to add a comma. The comma is by the M, and then I'm going to have another space. Then I'm going to say 2012, 2012. Okay. If I have March 16th, 2019, again, I'm going to start with a capital M. Sorry, that's at the bottom for some reason. And then I'm going to have a space. I'm going to have 16, and then I'm going to put a comma after that 16 with a space, and then 2019. Okay, so when I write the date, so let's decide which one of these is correct. Is A correct the way that it is written? Yeah, it is. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to get a squiggle line, and I'm going to bring it down, and I am going to circle that top one because that's the one that's right. Okay. Now let's go ahead to the next one. If I have November 16th, is the comma, there is a comma after the day of the month, but what you'll notice is they're being silly and they put a comma in the middle of the year. So that would not have been right. What about letter B? Is that right? They have a comma after the day of the month and no other commas. So definitely B is the right one. So I'm going to come down and I'm going to, I'm going to circle that letter B because that's the right one. I'm still trying to figure out that squiggle tool. Sorry about that. Then I'm going to come to the bottom one, June 18th, 2017. They're all the same. And so I'm going to look. It has a comma after the day of the month, but look, it has a comma at the end too, and it doesn't need it there. When I look at letter B, I see that has June 18th, no comma after the day of the month, so I don't even need to look any farther. Letter C, I can see that it has a comma after the day of the month and no other commas. So I know that this is the right thing. So I'm going to circle letter C because that's the one that's right. Okay, so remember that when I am writing the date, that I use a comma to separate the day of the month from the year. Okay, today you are going to do a quiz, and so you're going to look to see which ones have the commas in the right place.